So, I'm making a video today on this garden vlog that I really have kind of dreaded. And it's one of those things that others have some sort of control over, and something negative, I would say. Definitely negative. So maybe about 3 weeks ago, I come out here on my fence line and I noticed it was just slightly browning, and this is before we started with the rain every day, and I thought nothing of it. But a week or so later, this little patch here, which goes over here, let me zoom in some, probably about a 50-foot section here, just started getting burned. Yeah, I thought the drought was starting to burn that and was going to burn everything else, but guess what? Look over here, everything is green except over there on a neighbor's fence. So what was over here? Had a pumpkin right here. I had there is a cactus pad that's still living. Had like sunchokes. I think I had annual Mexican tithonia. I think I had a few like swamp hibiscus and stuff in here. Over here, I had my jujube that I transplanted. They come up below the graft. And so basically somebody either put herbicides or gasoline over here. And this was my experiment there for the urine log pumpkin. There was a pumpkin there that just started to grow really good, and everything here was wiped out. There was some other stuff here, and another one of my prized possessions was I finally got a sumac to root, and guess what? They just toasted it with herbicides. So if somebody wanted to like control weeds on their fence, they would probably just spray along that line, and it may come over a little bit. But let's take a tape measure and see. On the widest section here, that's about 110 inches, over 3 foot right here. And it comes, maybe over here about 3 foot as well. And there's sections that are probably, so that's about 100 inches there. So they sprayed up to 3 foot or a little further into my area and killed off pretty much everything. Had that been a grafted jujube, that wasn't from a root sucker, that would probably have been about a $50 loss after shipping, because you can't just go to Walmart and buy them. But it messed up our pumpkin experiment here. The urine log, that was about 5 months in the making, probably about 3 months collecting the urine into the logs, and then another 2 months of growing it. And then, like I said, it took me a long time to get a sumac, because most of the ones you find are root suckers and they have very little root system in them. So that one was doing well until about 3 weeks ago, and then everything slowly started turning brown. So yeah, we had sunchokes, various edible things. I don't know how it's going to affect my persimmons here. There's elderberries there that people eat. So I don't know what kind of poison they put in here. But, I do know the previous owner from like 30 years ago, which is related to this owner, supposedly used to put gasoline, to kill weeds all over his property, wherever weeds were. But, this is ridiculous putting it 3 foot over to my property. This gasoline in the ground there, I'm assuming that it'll be a long time before anything would ever be safe to plant and eat there. especially root crops like Jerusalem artichokes or sunchokes, anything. And I'm going to assume that the landowners that, or whatever, or the yard maintenance men that, you know, had this put out, just thought that there were weeds there, you know. And we're doing permaculture, so Biden's alba and a lot of things which some people consider weeds are, you know, prevalent. Dewberries are prevalent here. You know, there's elderberries, and then, like I said, I got another persimmon there, grafted one, and this big sage persimmon. So that, it's just, you know, I don't know what to say. I mean, with the pumpkin experiment, you know, yeah, 5 months or so was down the drain. And I'm not sure if I could experiment there anymore. I mean, I don't think this may not be a one and done deal. This might be something that these people or yard men or whatever are going to continue to do. And I really don't want to start trouble with the neighbors, because like I said, it might have been, hey, there's just weeds there. Let's just, you know, spray it a little bit over there to their yard and prevent it from coming onto our fence or over our fence. Thing is, you never know what I would have planned to put there in the future. Would I've spent, you know, $200 or more putting some grafted, you know, plants there, pomegranates or something that would have been more perennial or evergreen or whatever. But yeah, there goes our pumpkin experiments, because we had one over there, and then the urine hog one, and then now we only have the big, like 60-footer, and nothing to compare, you know, the different types of nutrients and plant food we're doing, you know, and comparing how well they do. So there's nothing to really compare it to now. I mean, the pumpkin experiment is pretty much dead. But at least now I know not to plant anything that close to the fence that would be valuable or edible, that could poison my, you know, our family and kids. You know, we have kids under 6 years old, 3 of them. And they were always talking about pumpkins. When are we going to get pumpkins? When are we going to get pumpkins? And unless this thing here that is like 60, 80 foot or whatever flowers, it's never going to produce pumpkins either. I don't know what in the world. That's just in a growth mode, and it's like no flowers. So yeah, that everything is unfortunate, but you know, the pumpkin experiment and the sumac, you know, because we don't have any sumac, smooth sumac or whatever, which isn't like the deadly sumac which you hear about. It's something that is like an edible use, you know, for making like a lemonade type drink with, and probably has some vitamin C or something in it. I'm just gonna have to try to get some more sumac root suckers, and hope that I can get another one to root, because that was 3 of them and 1 took off and the other 2 died.